Good evening. This is DJ Roob, host of Not So Serious Radio on KKSM Palomar College. You know, that station that everybody loves. So welcome to tonight's installment, the 8th installment of the Pacific View Sessions. We're coming at you from the Pacific View Art Center right here in the city of Encinitas, where we showcase local artists playing from all over San Diego. It's a wonderful program that the city of Encinitas puts on, and we're so happy that they do that, and we're even happier to be here. And I'd like to introduce tonight's talent. We have the Invisible Panchos.
Check, one. Yeah. Thank you guys for having us. Yeah.
I'm moving heavy constellations. I'm floating through the universe. Keep me in your mind in rotation, man. I'm orbiting my faith and my patience. They orbit in the money through complacence. My place, location. My place, space station. My place, never taken. My faith, not forsaken, man. I'ma cook it up and put my cake in, so they don't sign the check or cook the bacon, man. I'ma call you all back. Focus on the mission plan, knowing that they all lag. Hoping that they understand the love of a boom bap. Life of an astronaut comes with this drawback, but they don't even try it. They don't know the resource, they don't try to fly it. Focus on the G-force, focus on your diet. This is just a heat source, burn me at your riot. Right. Don't lie. I told her I'd be right back. Don't lie.
He wasn't coming back.
On the day that I launched, don't lie. Hit him in his eye. Hit him in his eye. Black. Don't lie, Chris. Don't lie, Gene. I hope this reaches you soon. I'm hanging by a thread. I think it's called a tether. I'm floating out my head. I've been in this place for a while. I've been in this space for a while, never stayed for the trial. Yo, the mirror was enough. The gravity of love treat us rough. Always watch the bluff, man. Always keep the best one in your cuff. Always know the re-entry is sus, fam. The universe is vast. Don't settle in the past. Keep the afterburn up, captain up your craft. Make sure that you strapped in, fam. Especially if you walking. I can feel the galaxy. I can hear it often. It's talking. Only in the first P, a voluntary look at the worst me. Don't curse me. I practice how to move through the asteroids. Every move a piece of your last choice. Break it off, clean. And don't lie. I'll be right back.
La luna me llena de fuerza y valor. En este espacio no siento el dolor. No hay tristes recuerdos, mi libro está abierto. Yo soy el autor. Yo regresaré, voy camino a donde se oscurece. Vive la vida que tú mereces. Por amor yo regresaré.
Don't lie.
La luna me llena de fuerza y valor. En este espacio no siento el dolor. No hay tristes recuerdos, mi libro está abierto. Yo soy el autor. Yo regresaré, voy camino a donde se oscurece. Vive la vida que tú mereces. Por amor yo regresaré.
Let's go, Gene. Yeah. Listen. I'm buried deep in San Diego. Never heard that say so. Every single step prove my case, bro. Every single step plead the case, though. This is how you flip them on they face though. Sunshine, blocked by the punchline. Happy for the one time, never been the front line. What more can I say? People die every day. Some come to live this life, some to play. I stand in the hail, my grace comes from fails. I told you who I was, my mind is off the rails. Oh well, I could never fall from the spot. We don't believe in gravity, we float quite a lot. Mexican, American, surrealist. Keep this from your mouth and your peerless. This is way too fearless. Blame us for disruption. This is how you elevate the function of the function. We that,
you gon' have to see that.
Don't you see we bleed that?
We do not receive that.
We getting too much feedback. They breaking up in feedback. We that,
You gon' have to see that. Don't you see we bleed that? We do not receive that.
We getting too much feedback. We breaking up in feedback. I'm at a moment of thanks for the source of these words.
Oh, we stepped off the curb.
So I'm hoping that it's worth it. I'm searching for a balance, fam. I am not perfect. And I still think you whack, homie. Sometimes that ego creep back on me factually.
Chill.
Forever building something. We only jump if they jump, man. That's nothing. Opposite of zero, I carve out on stage figure eights for the heroes. HT like De Niro, we should burn money, smoke the nettle. Heavy rhyme metals, roots not the pedals. Clowns got you fooled, fam, Joker, Leto. The psilocybin settle, the static never settle. We that,
You gon' have to see that.
don't you see we bleed that?
We do not receive that.
We getting too much feedback. We breaking up in feedback.
Hey yo, we that. You gon' have to see that. Don't you see we bleed that? We do not receive that.
We getting too much feedback. We breaking up in feedback. G-Flow.
This is Mission Control. Panchos 2, come in. Panchos 2, please respond. How do you guys read? Panchos 2, you are off the radar.
Let's go.
I can't hear anything. These things working over here. Can they hear me? Panchos 2, I repeat, you are off the radar. Panchos 2, are you in the green? We need to know if you're doing okay, guys. I got nothing.
The Invisible Panchos here for our Pacific View session. Welcome, guys.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Before we get into the intros, what can you tell us the name of those two tracks we just performed?
Yeah, that first song was Be Right Back, and that second song was Feedback.
And they're all on a new album called Layers, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So let's talk about the formation of the Invisible Panchos and how you came to be.
Yeah.
You guys are from Chula Vista and Barrio Logan?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Respectively?
Mm-hmm. Respectively, yeah. We were both solo artists. At one time, Gene Flo's been an accomplished producer for a while. And I was already an MC. I've been an MC my whole life. And one night, we got together for our friend Parker Edison. He was throwing a show with his band, Elephants in the Room. I asked Gene Flo to come out and technically like DJ for me. And I just had a crazy idea right before I went up. Instead of saying Kill C-Ray, which is my rap name, I just told the host, can you just call us the Invisible Panchos? Because we thought it was funny and we thought it would be cool. And then it became something. And then we started to build on the lore and the story and the background. And then now it's kind of become this.
So how did that name even come into the consideration, the Invisible Panchos?
I said when I was 17, I said if I ever had a band, I wanted to call it the Invisible Panchos. It literally just came from that. But since then, I think our fans and the audience that supports us has like redefined it. So, you know, I'm Mexican American. I'm from Barrio Logan. The Invisible Panchos, and it's spelled Panchos, Panchos. I think a lot of our community has taken that on, you know, as a significant meaning in that it's connected to that community. And we've heard people tell us what they think it means. Is there any other ones you can think of? People have said
being like an invisible blanket for the community,
right, being an
speaking for
invisible
those that
blanket.
can't have a voice.
Yeah.
Or even maybe unseen?
Yep.
Right, absolutely.
Always unseen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the band and all that, but we didn't actually say your names.
My name's Chris Kilsey Reyes.
Gene Flow.
All right, there, we got, check that off the box. All right, so you decided you were going to perform together, and like, how did that go? Like when you decided, all right, we're going to need to start cranking out some tunes here, like how did that all end up going out?
I actually had received beats from Gene Flow, because again, he was one of my favorite producers at the time, so we had worked on a few songs before we became the group. So I think we had already learned how we work together. I don't know, you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, we started making singles. We even did a video for his solo project together. And usually in my career as the producer, I would always kind of stay in the background. I wouldn't really get in the videos. I wouldn't really be involved in the kind of post-ready side of the music. You know, once the music's ready to go, then the artist kind of took it and they did their thing with it. Where with him, he was like, no, you better show up. You're going to be in the video. You're going to get involved in the release and the process. And I said, okay. And we did some...
You were ready for that.
Absolutely. And we did some songs for his solo album, Simple. And from there, after the show that he mentioned earlier, we decided, let's start with some singles. And we released a couple singles. We released our first single, Introduction, as the Invisible Panchos. And it took off from there. And we just haven't looked back.
So there've been a bunch of singles, then there was an album that was more focused on you, Gene.
The Grateful Flow. It was
yes.
an instrumental
Yes.
piece. Mm-hmm.
I think I played one of those songs on my show.
No, I think you played the only one with a rap verse on it by our friend Parker Edison.
Oh, well, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
How cool am I?
Very cool.
Yeah. All right, so then, but now there's this new album that just came out in March called Layers, and the first two tracks, in fact, all the tracks we're going to hear tonight are from Layers. And Layers just has such an interesting story. I just downloaded it from Bandcamp, and guess what? I got a script along with that, a movie script. So let's talk about the concept album here and what it's all about, Layers.
Yeah, it being our first album where both of us are featured, because we do count The Grateful Flow as our first album drop, but it was more an instrumental album. We had always wanted to do just more than an album. For us, it's more than just performing or rapping. It's always been about the feeling for us. It's always been that. If you go to our shows or this is like the most like calm in a show we've been because of the setting. But usually if you go to our shows, we like to like really encompass the entire audience and like bring them in. Sometimes we'll perform right in the middle of the audience and we'll have everybody around
I've
us.
been to a few
right,
of
you've
those.
been to a few of those. And so we knew that when we finally made an album that we wanted that to be able to translate really well on stage. Wanted it to be a story, a movie on stage. And I mean, Gene and I are constantly, I mean, is it weird to say we're just into space? Like we really like space and we're fascinated by the idea of space and fascinated by the idea of living on Earth. And so I started playing around writing a script. And then we all got together, we started throwing in ideas, and lo and behold, we created an entire script. And instead of creating our first album, we created a soundtrack. So Layers is actually a soundtrack to a script that we also wrote. When you download the album, you get the script. And that's the first draft. So the script and the album will continue to evolve all year. So there'll be new versions. If you follow the story of the script, it's about two astronauts who are possibly going on a mission that they might not come back from. And then the continuation of that script and that album will continue in another album.
So I haven't even looked at the script yet. So is the script essentially what you're rapping, or is it different?
No, in fact, this is something I always liked about having like doing a concept albums that I liked. I always liked when it was like a universe, right? There's music, there's the script. We're doing paintings and art as well, photography. If you go to our Instagram right now, you'll see not just us, but also the characters from the movie, because the entire movie is a parallel universe to us. So the struggles that we go through as artists, and specifically the type of music we make, we think we have to go places that people don't like to go a lot of the times in their mind. And
Kind of like astronauts
kind
going
of like
into space.
Astronauts.
Right, exactly.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about Layers Either, because there are a lot of layers to Layers. And let's hear some more music from Layers.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
The Invisible Panchos.
Shout out to Mike Holmes on the hook.
Searching for a sense of balance. No direction when the gravity's gone. Every sky is just a challenge. No perspective when the gravity's
Yeah. I give them all a shot, do it gladly. How you gonna bullseye a target you can't see? You gon' have to circle up an A to get at me. I know you might think you next, but you can be. I'm focused on the spirit of the mind, yo. Watch me two-step back through time, though authentically designed. So yeah, we exposed to fake like they fugazi. They probably held back like they school days. Two ways about it, either be it or you doubt it. Make a map, then you route it. Pack a ball, then we cloud it. Man, drifting off highs we can be. The frequency is far as you can see. Frequency in line now. My people gon' win before they lie down. Think about the climb down, nah. Part the clouds, drift into the cosmos. We trust ourselves, we run with our eyes closed. Flies we can be, strapped to a rocket, not thinking about the landing. Flies we can be, strapped to a rocket, not thinking. The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone. The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone, and I'm not high.
I'm not high, I'm not high. Gravity's gone.
Never saw the sunshine till I had a blackout. I gave away my heart, never thought to back out. Keep away from me.
We were always meant to be.
Catch a rolling stone outside the orbit of a black hole. I'm down to save them all from the lasso, free them from the past. So yeah, we can elevate through the rafters. We can stack and live for the after. Cycle of life revolutionize my soul. I pray you never know before you go. I pray you never trade it off a goal. Keep a candle lit, forget what you've been told, and leave it all to faith now. Faith that I don't know, faith that I don't, leave it all to a hope. I keep it all above, but we can feel them creep from a Bajo. You ain't really fresh like you thought, so we really gave a lot, so we fly as we can be, strapped to a rocket, not thinking about the landing. Fly as we can be, strapped to a rocket, not thinking. The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone. The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone.
The gravity is gone, and I'm not high.
I'm not high, I'm not high.
Michael?
Searching for a sense of balance. No direction when the gravity's gone. Every sky is just a challenge. No perspectives when the gravity's gone.
Let's go.
Gravity's gone. Gravity's gone. Oh God.
This one's dedicated to my favorite planet. And kind of where we like to hang out most of the time, actually.
And trying to find a better way. Yeah, I can feel your glance. Maybe you could tell by my dance.
I am on the moon.
I am on the moon.
I will see you soon.
I will see you soon.
I can feel your glance. Maybe you could tell by my dance. I am on the moon.
I am on the moon.
I will write you soon.
Yeah, I will write you soon.
I'ma always see myself in the sky, never asking questions, always locking eyes somewhere up on a spectrum, searching through the layers of a glance and the way they wanna fight, they wanna dance. Give a chance, give a thought, give a ball, give 16 very parts of everything you are. They focus on the claps and I'll tell you what I wasn't. They sitting in our city and we rep a half a dozen, one not.
Fine.
Love, light, death, and fame. We right below the concrete, tagging up our names. We marinate in envy, cook inside the box. I'ma blame the stones while I auction out my stocks. Watch us burn the block up, after till they top up. Never gonna see me till you see me, you should hop up and try to find a better way.
Hey,
And try to find a better way. Hey, I can feel your glance. Maybe you could tell by my dance. I am on the moon.
I am on the moon.
I will see you soon.
I will see you soon.
I can feel your glance. Maybe you can tell by my dance. I am on the moon.
I am on the moon.
I will write you soon.
I will write you soon.
You imagine competition cause you stuck inside the gap, playing inside of the trap, got you fighting for the scraps. We collapse any long, breathing in repetition. We christen new lords but the royals never listen. What they missing? They missing from the start. Stay away from art, man, you don't play a part. He never know the feeling of the give or the love of who he is, so we strictly making music for the charts. Who's the best? Who's the king? What's it mean where you stand? You don't rule my soul, man, you don't rule my land. Who battle for the gold when they starving in the streets? Who digest the fame when my amigos trying to eat? Feel the heat of the fire and the flame. Name what you change, do you really even stand for anything? In exchange for authentic, best believe we really meant it. Only change you gonna get, you can't spend it. I can feel your glance. Maybe you can tell by my dance. I am on the moon.
I am on the moon.
I will see you soon.
I will see you soon.
I can feel your glance. Maybe you can tell by my dance. I am on the moon.
I am on the moon.
I will write you soon.
I will write you soon. Let's go.
G-Flow, break it down. I am on the moon. I will see you soon. Or maybe not. Let's keep going, Gene. Past the moon. By the way, this is our first time performing any of these songs. You'll let us know how it goes, I guess. I keep along my path out the crash, unafraid to take a pass. A different type of love built to last. Hoping that they don't find the stash. Close the door to my heart, girl. You can pick it last. Read the star map. I am off the tarmac. Rappers can't fly with me. Wait, where the car's at? Homie, I'ma be home. Probably when I build that. Mostly gonna do what I do. Pray you feel that. Out here twisting bills back. Pugilist for real. I fight where the truth's at. That's kinda like my deal. Probably that we kill. Homie, not for real, but for real. I can run up the score standing still. But we are ever changing, parallel to self-rearranging. This our life savings, this our saving life. We mostly on a blue note, reaching for the light. One time for your mind. 2 times
For the sunshine,
3 times for the get right.
too bright
And you blind. Sunshine woes,
burn away the tears, but the sunshine knows.
sunshine woes.
Burn away the tears with the sunshine.
You can feel the texture of the cloth that I'm sewn from. I don't need your stamp, my G. I can loan one. Life like a shogun. Need a favor, phone one. Do it with these hands. Polish up and own one. Probably gonna sell it. I'm not one for relics. I don't know the whereabouts. I'm not one to spell it. Nothing I can do with that. I am scaling mountains. Nothing I should do with that. I should close my mouth and leave it to the elements. The block is really cold now. Feel the speed of light. Still feel the slow down. Slow down. Art off the canvas. The flowers right now are not tragic. They are magic. Way past the panic. Out before they plan it. Out beyond the planet. Posing for the candid. He can barely stand it. We can barely land it. It's hard to stay found by the light when you stranded. One time for your mind. 2 times for the sunshine. 3 times for the get right. Too bright and you blind. Sunshine woes.
Burn away the tears, but the sunshine knows.
Sunshine woes. Burn away the tears with the sunshine. Gene Flow. Yeah, let's go.
The Invisible Panchos here at Pacific View Art Center for their Pacific View session. Dudes, that was phenomenal. I'm really kind of stunned to hear that this is the first time you're performing those songs.
Yep.
It's
Brand new.
You didn't practice at all.
Oh, we practice. We practice. We go through our practice. We call it Champ Camp. Every time we know we're getting ready for a run or a single show or a run of shows, we hit Champ Camp 2-3 weeks, 5 days a week. You know, we're putting in work. We're putting in reps. We're planting it, and we're planning it all for a good show.
Yeah, of course. I didn't think you just practiced on the way here. So
We did that too, though.
yeah, well, of course you did. And I got to say, of the 3 tracks we just heard, the On the Moon, man, that's the earworm I was looking for today.
That's the next music video.
Okay.
Yeah.
You looking for extras?
You're gonna be in the video.
Yeah, I've got a.
I already know what you're gonna do.
I've got an astronaut suit if you need it.
Yeah.
So those 3 tracks, and in fact, all the tracks tonight are from this new concept album you have called Layers. We talked about earlier. Beyond the music, though, I'm kind of intrigued by what you plan to do on a tour of this and kind of bring the whole Layers concept to life. So perhaps you can shed some light on that.
Yeah. In fact, our manager Eddie, who's here today, he's already started booking. What we're going to do is tour it as a gallery show. So we're going to tour it with the art that we do. So when you walk into the gallery, you'll be able to see scenes from the movie, paintings from the movie, maybe characters from the movie, and then we'll perform the music. So we want it to be really like all-encompassing of the audience. And we're looking to only tour non-traditional spots. So we're doing everything from venues like this to literally people's backyards. We have people inviting us in. So we just want to get as close to the audience as possible. And for us, you've seen us perform a bunch of times, Roob. We're not really big fans of performing in like bars and stuff. You know, we really love the music. We really love the connection with the people. And if there's anything in between that, blocking that, we don't really like it. So we decided to kind of take it into our own hands. And we'll be touring all summer with a few groups that we don't want to say yet, but we'll be touring.
That's quite ambitious. Everything you got to get going between now and then, and Eddie too. You know, I know you got a lot going on there, bud. So one of the things that intrigued me the most about the tour, if I check my notes, in addition to there being a live Q&A with the cast of the movie and supporting actors, there's going to be astronaut food provided by culinary partners who shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
Is that like Tang and powdered food? Like what?
No,
what is
much better than that. So we're, we want people to have the full experience. So we're partnering with local chefs and independent chefs and coming up with menus for each stop and with a space theme to everything. So we think it'll be really cool.
So it's going to be billed as come and listen to music and also dine with us.
Yep. Eat food with us, hang out. Because again, for us, that's what it's always been about, is that community part. So
yeah, I'm really intrigued. Is this tour limited to California? Are you going to some other states?
No, at the moment it looks like it's going to be the Southwest tour. So it'll be out to Arizona, Texas, Nevada, and then we'll go up California
During the summer.
Yeah.
Hope you're not going to have vinyl in the.
Well,
in the
hopefully
car
we'll
with you.
keep touring in the winter, but yeah, the summer's going to be a hot one.
All right. Well, I can't wait for the tour to be announced. And then are you going to do a kickoff in San Diego, or we can't talk about that?
Yeah, Roob, we really do. That's the biggest thing. We want to do a launch party. So we're just looking for the right partners right now, and we should probably close that within the next month. We'll be able to announce that.
All right. I like that. All right. I think we've talked about layers sufficiently here. What I'd also like to talk about is the platform collection, of which you guys are members. And why don't you let folks know sort of what that platform collection is all about and how it's helped you and helped others?
Yeah, so actually one of the founders, our manager, Hip Hop Eddie, is here. Platform Collection has acted as an incubator for artists to develop under for a while. And we've been working with Platform Collection our entire careers, and just this year we decided to start taking on more artists. So throughout San Diego, we're helping a lot of different artists just kind of line up their careers more in a more professional manner. And because for us, it really is, this is what we do. So we've had a lot of insight in how to keep a machine like this going, and we just want to share that. Especially in San Diego, we feel like I had the honor of being part of a documentary called Rap Diego by KPBS.
Parker Edison's project.
Shout out to Parker Edison. I was the editor and one of the writers, and it's basically a history on San Diego hip hop. So through that, I just learned a lot of what San Diego needs as an infrastructure, and a lot of that is just mentoring. We don't have the infrastructure as LA has, and I think a lot of people who live in San Diego might not be aware of like the struggles that local artists have here. We have to build our own infrastructure. We have to make our own rules, and so that's what we're doing. And Platform Collection is spearheading that here in San Diego.
So how many people are in the collection? Is it a floating number?
There's usually rotating artists coming through because every artist is at a different level. They need different things. So some artists we're producing shows for, right? Then we're producing concerts. Eddie manages a main stage at the largest independent hip hop festival called the Happiness of Pursuit Festival. So we're able to like bridge that into San Diego because it's in Ontario, California. So if you go to that in fact, we're very proud of this. If you go to that festival now, you will see a large amount of San Diego artists there and being represented, and that's mostly because of Eddie working that.
And where's that festival?
It's in Ontario, California, and it's called the Happiness the Pursuit Festival. It's the largest independent hip-hop festival.
Wow, you guys got a lot going on, and I love the fact that you're very community-based and pay it back to the community, because it really it lifts everybody up.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess we got some more tracks to hear from Layers. How's that? But before we get there, any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Frankie and Irais, my godkids, my niece and nephew here, and shout out to San Diego.
That about covers it.
Yep.
All right, the Invisible Panchos, Pacific View Sessions in Encinitas.
Let's go. We're by the water, Gene. Yeah.
You never see the commas if you blocking.
No.
They never waste their time when they clocking.
No.
You never gonna see me, but they watching. Cradle to the coffin, spirit of the earth when I'm walking. Walking past the levels I was taught in.
Yeah.
I don't mince my words very often.
Nope.
Watch the game finesse style, walking with our chest out. Proud to help our people out when they feeling stressed out. This is not a test route, homie. You still rap about your clothes. Come on. You acting like our people don't need clothes. Come on. You acting like they not dropping bombs, like we don't lose our moms, like our not gifted songs. Come on. You still lost in the matrix, man. You don't know yourself, you on that fake. We are on a spaceship that nobody controls, and life is not a makeshift. Pancho, know your path. Study up some math and some raw facts. Study underground so you know where it grows at, yeah. Break bread so it can grow back. Water everything, hold on. You still thinking like what? You still moving like what? You still rapping like what?
Water everything,
hold on.
I can grow a garden
If I'm worthy,
I can drown out
all the weeds.
You can get a drink
If you thirsty,
I water everything, I water everything.
picture it, sunshine right through a stained glass. Always been an alien, always been another class. Definitely Pancho, play me in your console. I am champion smoke, blow me out your nostrils. Running through the tall grass, you won't have to fall back. This is not your vibe, young homie, this is all bad. Here for revolution, muddy hands and all that. Water drowns everything right before the callback. Listen, I raise a fist like vibration, and I don't take vacation. Cause I don't take vacation, I stay in the racing. Yeah, this is on some calm. This that flood up your lawn. This that straight proof of concept, straight hand to hand building bomb.
Watch me now.
Yeah, you still thinking like
What?
you still moving like
What?
you still rapping like
What?
water everything, hold on. I can grow a garden if I'm worthy. I can drown out all the weeds.
You can get a drink
If you thirsty, I water everything, Yeah. Let it wash away all the stress of the day. Gene Flow. Splash. Let's bring it home, Gene. This is our last song of the night. Thank you guys for having us. Thank you guys for dealing with us. This is called Layers. This is what the freedom sound like.
A prayer for the underground, lost before you ever found.
This is how your feelings sound, right?
Right. We all feel that same thing growing up to
Stay down, bullets on the playground, hard enough to stay found. Lost between the love and the bags and the PayPal. They hoping that we lay down, reach like you spacebound. We prayed for those wings, family, give them flight now. They right now. We yesterday, tomorrow, and not yet. We always starve the hate, give it neglect. They hoping that we do it for respect. If we can't make them drink, they all get wet up. Exit out, they set up, hoping they don't let up. Never see them walking the incline, they never step up. Next up, yeah, lower frequency up off my radar. We don't really race, this is a pace car.
layers to the game, man, layers to a life. I'm level with the same fam, waiting on a flight. Catch me on the west coast, the southmost. Building where I'm blessed most, the fam toast.
Sleepwalking in a dream, and I don't feel nothing, cause they don't say nothing.
She looking like a dream,
And we gon' build something. We elevate the call now, lessons from the loss and the fall down. All-star champion sound, got that fall now. Just a season when you grow from the lesson. Stick with that circle you stay blessed in. Message for the infinite, I'm asking for the block. Throw away the intricate, I'm blow away your watch. Let the mind a notch, let that mumble rumble down that block. Glory don't answer till they knock. I'm main source to the front door. Why I'm so high, what you think I smoked a blunt for? Heavy is the truth in reflection. Every level up needs inspection. Look around. Always give that love to my town. Won't give away a kingdom for a crown. Never that. Praying I don't die on my back. If you ever need this math, run this back.
layers to a game, man, layers to a life. I'm level with the same fam, waiting on a flight. Catch me on the west coast, the southmost. Building where I'm blessed most, the fam toast.
Sleepwalking in a dream, and I don't feel nothing, cause they don't feel nothing.
She looking like a dream,
And we gon' build something. Thank you guys so much for having us. We're the Invisible Panchos. Invisible Panchos at everything. We are truly blessed to share this night with you guys. This is our first performance of Layers. Thank you, DJ Roob. Thank you, everybody in the room. We appreciate it.
And thank you, Invisible Panchos, for coming out and sharing your music with us. The very first time you played it live, we're honored to have that. You did well. The practice worked. I didn't hear one mistake.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Good,
you. Thank
good.
you.
You missed it.
Well, check out their album Layers. It's available on Bandcamp, and if you download it, you can get the movie script that accompanies it.
That's right.
And understand the journey that this is all about. It sounds remarkable.
Thank you so much, Roob.
Thanks again for coming in, guys.
Thank you, guys.
See you on the circuit.
Absolutely.